Right, we are back for another episode of The First Swing with Danny. We have done first driving range, we have done the club fitting, we have done the first lesson. Danny, you have been going to the driving range, which we haven't filmed, but we have got some progress, which is exciting.
Yeah.
You've been enjoying it?
Yeah, I went a couple of days ago and actually really enjoyed just coming here. I was in this exact bay, actually.
Creature of habit.
Creature of habit. It was absolutely chucking down. I got soaked, but I really enjoyed it. And for the first time ever, I chose to come here rather than go to the gym.
Oh, you're hooked.
So I came here and then I went for a sauna afterwards, which was really nice. So it felt like a bit of a treat.
It is a treat. It is always a treat getting to play golf. What are you working on specifically at the minute? Obviously, Matt gave you the lesson.
Yes.
What have you taken from that? What are you working on?
So, big one for me is grip. So I played around with that a little bit, and actually coming the other day was quite useful because it allowed me to experiment stuff without
Me.
being told off. And I saw a significant change, I suppose. There was a bit of a line in what I did. So I came and I bought 60 balls, and I did 30 balls doing everything that I've been told that I should do, and try this and try that, try that. And then the last 30 balls I kind of had a bit of a play around. That was quite fun because what it allowed me to do was take some of the best of that and then some of what feels comfortable, because what's been a lot of my issue, particularly grip is probably the one.
Yeah, you got to get used to a different grip.
It's a lot of it feels alien sometimes, but actually what I tried the other day, it just feels more natural, and I've discovered that if I feel more natural, the ball goes straight. It doesn't go right, and if you...
The issue with that though, and I'm not a golf pro, but like you don't want to teach yourself bad habits, so you should definitely experiment.
I know.
Because the driving range is a great place to experiment, but you want to feel uncomfortable till that uncomfortable becomes comfortable. So you should definitely experiment, but you also need to be... That's what a lot of golfers do when they're new, is get bad habits.
Yeah.
But we will find out what they are today, and we will get into the first episode. Okay, Dan, first ball. What are you thinking? Obviously, you've only got one club. Oh yeah, tell them about your club.
Oh, I got a new club.
Yeah. Obviously, we were at the episode.
And it's really cool.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, I am really enjoying it actually. I have to say, I was playing with it the other day, and I was worried that I'd scratched it, which is hilarious because it's a second-hand club.
That's already very scratched.
Sorry?
That's already very scratched.
Yeah, I know. But I don't want to be the one that scratches it any further. But I do want to change the grip on it because the grip just feels quite...
Smooth?
It feels old. It feels really hard. I almost want it to be softer.
You won't get really soft grips. You'll get you'll get something that's better. And also when like a car tire, right? When grip runs out, it just gets a bit hard and a bit soft. So yeah, it's fun.
But no, I'm enjoying it, and I got a new glove.
Yes, we went for a driving range.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was cool. I wasn't sure what size I was going to be, but yeah, I was really pleased. And I got black as well, which is I think is nicer than white.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I told you you're an old man.
So, I filmed myself last week, or a couple of days ago when I did it, and there is something true around watching yourself and watching how you shoot, how you hit the ball,
Shoot's fine.
And actually, I felt fairly comfortable with my backswing. It was my follow through. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
It was my follow through that looked a little bit dodgy. So I'm definitely want to see how that plays back.
And what Matt obviously sent you a video.
Yes.
So you've been going through that?
Yeah, so the video was quite helpful because he spoke quite a lot about alignment. And I think it was the shoulders and feet positioning that he speaks quite a lot about on there. And that's something that I'm terrible at, is my feet positioning. So if you watch, 1 minute I'll be like that, the next minute I'll be like that, the next minute I'll be like that, and the next minute I might as well be squatting. Anyway, right, I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. And that's what happens. Stick with me, kids.
What do you think happened? Why do you think that happened?
Well, I don't know because it hasn't registered, but they were my ones before.
Yeah, you had a few warm-ups,
right,
which were
okay,
quite good. So the camera got on and you got nervous.
I think that is genuinely what it is, sometimes.
What, just the camera,
Yeah. Right. No, it's in that one.
Just rushing it. Just take your time.
Yeah. Right, come on.
Take your time. Remember, go through the process that Matt said around what you just said, like angles, grip.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it, but this is definitely where you need to practice.
So something's coming loose on my club. It feels wobbly. Why is that turning?
That shouldn't turn.
What have I done?
God. Okay, so you've just gone to the pro shop at the range.
Yeah.
I'll step back because I'm a bit taller than you. You can go forward.
You are a bit taller than me, aren't you? I'm going to stand on my step.
Yeah.
There you go. It's like Tom Cruise. So it turns out that what I've purchased is an old Ping fitting club.
So the fitting video that we did where I helped you buy golf clubs wasn't such a good video.
Technically, I bought a fitting club, so it might have been really successful. Anyway, they're also slightly scared of me hitting a ball with it and losing the
I
head.
did just say this to you.
But they have given me another one to use. So this is going to be an interesting experience because now I'm going to be hitting a club that is different, hitting with a club that is different
How
to
do
mine.
they look though visually here?
So the heads actually look very similar.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So I think we'll be okay.
Right, let's go through these numbers.
Yes.
So you've been to the range a couple of times, you don't understand what's going on. I've just hit some lob wedges whilst I was waiting for you, so we will get rid of those. But it's also quite a good comparison for you to be able to see some of these stats, right? So you've got flat carry, total, ball speed, launch, apex, hang time, landing, curve, offline. Offline we'll ignore because we haven't put a target in yet. Flat carry is ultimately just how far it's going without any roll. So it gets out
before
there.
it hits the floor.
Yeah, so it goes up, hopefully goes up and comes down. You then got total, which is then how much it rolls out. And rolling out will depend on its spin, but these aren't giving you all of the data. So on a TrackMan range, which this is like a top chaser rather than a TrackMan, you can get more like stats around ball speed, spin, angles, and then that will determine how much the ball will actually roll out. So we'll ignore, although it's useful, we'll ignore kind of total a little bit.
Fine.
Ball speed though is also good to know. So ball speed is determining how quickly that ball is leaving your club and going out. When we went with Matt to My Golf Matters, we also had club head speed because that data was, there's more data at Matt's, right, where you can get a lot more.
It tells you where on the club head it and all that.
Yeah, so because you've got the camera, so you can see club path, you can see club face. You can't see that here. And Matt was obviously trying to get you to align those more.
Yeah, it was a club face that was a challenge that I was having, wasn't it?
Which is all around your grip, which is why we were working back to the grip. And why looking at that video is so useful. But we've only got ball speed here, so we only know how quickly the ball's going out, which is, again, for you is kind of irrelevant right now. But you sent me the screenshot the other day of like, and I was able to pretty much work out what your best shot would probably been based on your ball speed and launch angle. And then your launch is how high that ball's going.
Which with a 7-iron you don't want it to go too high?
Well, no, it doesn't really, it's up to you, right? A really good player can manipulate a 7-iron to go high or low.
Depending on how much you...
And this is why a fitting is so important, right? Because each player is very different. And if you were to go get fit for a 7-iron that was great to launch the ball up, but actually you're a player that launches the ball up naturally anyway, then you don't need to get a club that does that. You need to get a club that necessarily brings down your launch to help you control that. And that's where I am. I get a shaft that helps me reduce my launch, right? Because there's various things like if it gets too high, the wind could blow it back at you. It could get too spinny, and then you're looking at like spin rates and stuff you don't need to knowledge. Basically, what we're looking at here is flat carry, and are we kind of essentially getting it to go the right way? So we're looking more at these visuals than we are these numbers.
Makes sense.
But you can look at the lob wedge I just hit. I hit it 34 yards, right? But and I launched it 50, I think that's degrees, 55 degrees, whereas your 7-iron's going like 17 and 11, right? But you would expect a lob wedge to launch a lot higher. That's its job to go up, come down. The job of a 7-iron is perfectly in the middle of the bag to go kind of a middle of everything, which is why a lot of people like hitting it.
Got you.
Go on.
What is a good distance? And I know it's all relative, right? But what is a good distance to hit with the 7-iron?
Honestly, the biggest thing is about how you can control it. So like I could go and hit a 7-iron, I don't know, anywhere from like 130 up to probably like 190. But 130 is me like a really relaxed swing. 190 is me like having to fucking like really send it. And I'm only hitting that 190 in like one in maybe like 8 shots. So then actually my 7-iron is a 170 club in my head. And the way I've worked that out and why it's useful for you to know your flat carry is because you'd be like, right, on the course I've got 170 into this pin. I know I can take a 7-iron. And then you can kind of go, right, a 180 shot is my actual disc club. And then you can work it out off of these carries. So that's why having the range with this data is useful for the carry distances.
Right, let's try hitting a ball with a Callaway Cup 360. You are brave being there.
I will move. And I will move the tripod as well. And you said something just a minute ago, actually, that I think could resonate with a lot of people, right? Being at the range has actually helped you understand that not everyone's a good golfer.
I keep hearing, when we first came here, first of all, I found it hilarious because I was watching my reaction to the noises that I was hearing. But actually, coming here, particularly the other day, I was really self-conscious. So I came here, and we normally come to this bay because it's quieter for filming, right? But I came down here because I thought it's quieter and no one can see me messing up my shots. But whilst I was here, I was hearing lots of other people messing up their shots. I suppose it just makes me feel a little bit less self-conscious because I do still get some good shots, as some of these guys, as you just heard. But equally, I do smack the side every now and then, which again, as some of these guys.
It's always going to happen, right? You go to you can be on the course and you see professional players that still shank the ball. So I think that's one big thing with golf is that you expect everyone to be good because they dedicate their life to it, and it's just not
completely.
true.
Ooh. Okay. That was a slice. I know what that was. I managed to go around the corner with that one. That was pretty impressive, wasn't it? It's a new club, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, and you're still finding your swing. So we'd ideally not want to be changing clubs that often, but. So your thing here is what's your feel, right? What are you feeling? Why is that one gone that way? Why is that one gone that way? You need to start understanding and really thinking about your swing, and you'll start to get feels. Like people talk a lot in like hand-to-eye sports around a feeling.
Yeah.
So you're trying to basically why you go to the range is to understand. I did X, which equaled Y, and then you can then keep narrowing that down. So when we were at the range the other day, which we didn't film, I was talking about like trying to send the ball left.
Yeah.
Have a feeling you're trying to send it left.
Yeah.
Which then ultimately went left, and then we're like, okay, well we know we can send it left.
Control it. Yeah.
How do we send it right?
Right. Here we go.
So you call that a bit fat, right?
Yeah.
But this is you rang me. Oh, come on, camera. But you rang me the other day after you'd been at the range.
Yeah.
And you were like, fucking, I completed golf, mate. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm nailed it. Like, it's so easy. And then you come today and it's all of a sudden completely different, right? I know we've got a camera on, which could add to it. But like, it's the same for everyone. Like, you can go out one round of golf, the next round of golf, the next day, or even that afternoon, and you play very different.
Yeah.
So like, it's just having a realization of like, you're not going to always be a good golfer.
Yeah. Or ever.
Forever. Oh wow! But that's why it's such a good game as well.
Yeah.
You just keep playing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't you will never complete golf. Golf is impossible to complete.
Right. This feels like it's going to be a good shot.
Okay, let's see it then. What's your routine here? What have you thought about to make it a good shot?
Oh, see, now you're asking. Now you made it a bad shot.
No, but you must have.
I don't know. But there is an interesting.
Know.
Yeah, no, I know. There is and I had this with Matt. There was a good shot there, and I said to him, and I don't know why I said it, but I knew it was going to be a good shot before I even hit it, and I don't know what it was.
I think a bit comes from relaxing.
I think it is. It's relaxing, and I feel definitely as well is weight. I feel the weight distribution change in me, and that for me was what change happened the other day when I was here. Anyway, let's see if we can make that happen again, and me say it's going to be a good shot, and it'll be a good shot.
Come on then. Ah, he nailed it.
It's weird. It's funny, isn't it?
A lot of golf is around like the psychological element of it, right? Like you're thinking, kept it on lob wedge. That's probably one of the best shots I've seen you hit in terms of like numbers. So we were at 151 carry. Your ball speed was up over 100, which I don't think we've had yet.
No, not today, I don't think, no.
changed.
We had 100 earlier, but that was it.
Yeah, and I don't think I saw one over 150 from the stuff you sent me the other day either.
No, I think 150 was my max.
Yeah, so you're getting, and that, don't worry about consistency.
Consistency's dropped.
Consistency's zero, but that's because we've just changed the clubs around, right? But on these numbers, you're getting over 100 ball speed, which is great, right? And ball speed determines total distance. So increasing those numbers is ultimately going to get your ball going further. And you want the flat carry. And your shot shape there was kind of a nice controlled little draw, right?
Yeah.
So it's doing, and then that's why I say go back to what you feel comfortable while still learning. So on the course you want to feel more comfortable, but on here you want to feel uncomfortable. You want to really work on like honing little habits so that you can feel more comfortable out there.
Yeah. I think the other thing as well for me is I can spend too long setting up,
Yeah.
and that your point around psychological, that then messes with my brain because I then get anxious and I stiffen up.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, if I just walk into it and do it, it feels so much easier.
And that's why you then go to the range, just to get repetitions in, right? That I know this is how I feel, and your body then takes it as like not second guess, what's the right terminology? But your body then is knowing that's the right thing to do. Like, I need to be in this position to get this result.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately why you're here, to keep doing that over and over again. So you don't have to think about it, you can step up and just hit it.
Yeah.
All right, see another good one.
No. It wasn't horrendous, but it was, it's fat. That was the point. That's a 130. Oh.
So I just turned the camera off to help with me having to edit the whole thing. But I got to the driving range, said to Danny, let's get 30 balls, and you went, no, we'll get 60.
Yeah.
Whereas most people will go and get more balls, but it's important that you take your time over each ball. So just because you've got the balls there doesn't mean you need to get through them. So you want to, I would suggest going and getting 30 balls and probably spending an hour down here on 30 balls, because you don't always want to hit a ball. You want to be like, you see people doing it, they're just getting a feeling. Like, if I do this, it means this here, or it means this here. And you're just building up feelings. But every time you're hitting a ball, you're like, right, I need it to go straight. And actually you don't. You need to just be feeling how to do it. Because on the course, you're going to hit 60 balls here on the course when your first round. You probably could do that in 9 holes of golf over an hour and a half. But
fine.
half of those are going to be putting.
Yeah, true.
So actually just hitting 30 balls in an hour is a really good way just to understand it. And you then, when I turned the camera back on, you went, no, let me just hit this one. Like, no, that's the idea. We want to just be more controlled over what we're doing.
I'm going to be controlled, right. One thing that has been helpful, sorry, I didn't mention this earlier, when you were saying routine or what makes it feel better, was club angle.
On Matt's thing, yeah.
On Matt's thing. Because that has been a massive change for me, because I think if I go square on, so typically I was going like that, right? So the ball's there, I was setting up, and I was like that.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, something that's helped, and for me helps with weight distribution, is into the ball like that.
Yeah, slight shaft lean, not ball angle, shaft lean.
That makes such a big difference for me, because it's weight distribution, because I already feel like
you're on the front.
Exactly.
Which I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, because you can overdo it.
You can overdo it, which is how I realised I messed up the other day quite a few times. But
because you find yourself. By the way, this has just called you an infant. It's auto-detected infant.
Fantastic. I'm not that small.
You can overdo it, right? So if you then put too much into it, because you're thinking that's the right thing to do, and that's why video is so important.
Yeah.
So you can then know that from the reviewer, or going with a friend like me, is important to understand that.
Yeah, definitely.
I had the shaft lean too much, and that's why Matt's place is so good, because you've got a front on, a back, a side, like you can see everything.
Mate, that place is unreal. I was genuinely looking at memberships the other day, because I was like, it could be a really cool thing just to do.
It's great. It would be great for you. Obviously, it's a commitment, but it would be great for you.
I was telling my brother-in-law about it earlier. He's going to go and check it out.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, right. I'm not going to hit a ball now, because I'm not allowed, apparently.
Yeah, well, you are allowed, but you'd be wrong to.
So, sorry.
Yeah.
Question. Why is do these markings mean anything on the grip?
No, so
because if they do, they're wrong. And the reason I say they're wrong is because they don't point to where you expect them to point.
Yeah, so you're on about this little groove here.
It's that.
And you
that
see
for me looks like it should be directing.
Yeah, and it might have one stage been the correct thing for one player. And that's why on grips you can have alignment on grips. Some people really like having alignments on grips, because it allows them to, like you say, visualize it as it's going down. Other people hate it, and it's a real personal preference. So if you look at my wedges here, this Golf Pride one, right, there's nothing on it. It's just an all-round the same grip, because that's my personal preference.
Yeah.
And again, that's why fitting's very powerful, because you can get it to how you want it.
Yeah. Because that is jarring. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also their logo. It's a Callaway logo. So.
But it's also an arrow to me.
Yeah,
So I'm looking at it and going, hang on a minute.
That
should be telling me something, and it's throwing me off.
Right.
Anyway.
And always practice with purpose, right? So what was that where you were trying to get the thought of?
I was trying to get the full swing.
Yeah.
Because I started my first practice swing, I purposely did, because you love it when I do a little swing. But I purposely did one of those. Again, that feels, for me, it feels like I'm trying to stop myself.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, if I do a full swing, it feels more natural, right? Because I'm allowing it to be more fluid.
Yeah.
And also, the way that my feet move feels better.
On your backswing, you don't necessarily want to be lifting your feet up that much, yeah? Because you want to have a powerful backswing. So
try and be stabilised.
More stable than because you've over-exaggerated your front foot coming up there. When you go through, for sure, you're turning, so your back foot's naturally going to come up, but you don't want to have the same on your backswing.
Yeah.
You can move it a little bit, and it will naturally move a little bit. But if if I was to push you at that stage, you're really off balance.
Yeah,
and you need then to be balanced coming through. Once you've hit the shot, you then can slightly go off balance, right? So a lot of it, and obviously why we sell our grip socks, is around to be planted, and how you can be planted and comfortable. And as soon as you take your foot off the floor, you're becoming less planted.
Throws you off. Right, come on. See, that would have been a naff shot.
Yeah, so you don't need a ballerina tap on your front foot.
Yeah, I don't know why I've started doing that. It's weird.
Because you've been watching too many TikTok videos.
Oh, actually, on TikTok, I have a question.
Yeah.
Grip trainer. Talk to me about that.
A grip trainer?
Yeah, that keeps coming up on TikTok shop. It's something that clips onto your club, and it basically forces, it's ergonomic, forces to where your hand goes. And I'm like...
I don't know enough about it, right? But I'll probably get in camera. Everyone's golf game is very different, right? Grip is very personal. Like some people, I've got baseball grip. Some people interlock.
Yes. 42% of golf pros interlock.
There you go.
Learn that on the news.
The TikTok.
Yeah.
But it's all very personal as to how you feel, right?
Yeah.
And 42% is less than 50%.
Quick maths.
So therefore the stat around is less than the majority doing that, right? So it's all of how they're billing it. Grip trainers are good for some people. Some people go crazy with, you can get loads of different training aids that keep you here. You can do loads of the different things. Ultimately, I think now don't invest in that kind of stuff. Now is to just build your swing out and then keep investing in lessons. So if you're going to spend 40 quid on a grip trainer, spend 40 quid on a half an hour's lesson.
Yeah, fine. Okay, right. No, that was a no from me. I have to say, it's quite funny how quick you get used to a club.
What, your last one, yeah?
Yeah. I've become quite fond of my my little ping. Sounds like a dodgy thing, but...
But you like clubs, right? And there's a reason that we got you that club as well. So you heard that, right? You weren't fat, you weren't thin.
Yeah,
it was a good connection. Then your angle was then different.
Yeah.
So you have a question.
I have another question. And it is about the start of the backswing.
Yeah.
I don't want to smash you in the face here, right? But...
Just I'm behind you.
I'm naturally starting in the wrist.
Yeah.
Rather than the body, right? So my first move, if I break the movement down into however many slots, my first movement is immediate wrist.
Yeah.
And then I allow the body to then follow through.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is there a rule?
I don't really know, to be honest. There is a rule for sure, but what it is, I tend to go... You probably see me going a bit more back.
Whereas, your wrist doesn't necessarily...
It's less pronounced.
Yeah.
But then at certain points I might want to go like that. So with a wedge, I might want to just flick my hands back initially.
Yeah.
And then to get it through. Whereas an iron, I'm trying to be more controlled and through.
Yeah, fine.
I think... I don't know was the initial answer.
Yeah.
But I think always you're trying to look to take as much movement out of it as possible. Now naturally there's going to be a bit that you're going to get here, but it's like how does that become on that natural swing?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be one for your next lesson as to how
Ask
to do
that
it.
question, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good question. Right, you're spending too much time on TikTok.
It's
but
not
tell
TikTok.
Me about it.
It was on telly, and it was a man.
TikTok, why are you
No,
lying?
it wasn't. It might have been on TikTok, but it was a film of like an actual thing. So there's I think it was like PGA or something, right?
Yeah.
And he named some famous ones, like a
Players or tours or what? We watch it on Sky.
Players.
Or YouTube or what?
I don't know.
Okay.
He was an old white guy.
Carry on.
I know it doesn't
most of golf.
Anyway, it wasn't Tiger Woods. I know that. And he had like a pink ball.
Yeah.
That he would hold between. You can buy them on TikTok shop. But he had a pink ball.
Your TikTok algorithm is ruined.
to keep his arms together because you had to keep the ball there.
Yeah. But how do you know that's the right thing for you?
I don't.
Exactly. So unless your coach, Matt,
Yeah.
goes and says to you, you're
Don't
struggling
buy one
with
of these
this,
balls.
you need to work on this.
Yeah.
Golfers are terrible for like getting the latest training aid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like people always want new things, or they like think it must be that, and it might work for a little bit, but then it doesn't always necessarily mean that. And that's why golf lessons, or just being out on the course, not even necessarily getting golf lessons, you can have the worst swing and still get very close to being a very good golfer because you just know where the ball's going to go and you know how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So like, stop watching TikTok.
Okay. No more TikTok for Danny.
TikTok. Not golf TikTok anyway.
Unless it's koi golf.
Talk. Oh, we should have named it that. Yeah, you're now on the camera.
Oh, so
you're on YouTube,
hi.
Dan. That's the whole idea.
Yep.
Right, so the idea is to get pitch and putt in within the next couple of weeks,
Yes.
yeah? Pitch and putt, you're going to use your 7-iron,
Yeah.
and you're probably going to use a wedge,
Yeah.
and you've got your putter, so
Yes.
I'll loan you my wedge until then, which is...
Probably way too long.
No, I think it's normal size.
Okay.
Oh no, actually, it's not as much as my irons, but it's more than what you've got,
Okay.
so it'll be fine. But wedge is just used in and around the green, yeah? So we're going to get used to playing some smaller shots, some smaller, like more, it's not technical, but it's like very small differences can make a huge difference to how much putt you've got at the end of it.
I have learned that a game of golf is won in the final shots of a hole rather than the...
I don't know if we were recording at the time, but like you will go and play a round of golf and, we were how many balls to hit, but you will take probably 50% of your shots to do putts.
Yeah.
So you spend all your time at the driving range, but how much time do you spend putting?
Yeah.
I gave you my putting mat, how much have you used it?
Mate, I'm actually pretty comfortable putting.
Okay, we'll wait till we get on the greens.
I might surprise you.
But that kind of tool, so I gave Danny my putt out mat with the little putt out thing. Shout out
really
to them
good.
if they want to sponsor us. But just at home, just getting repetitions in. It's like the driving range, but for putting.
The bit I enjoyed most about that is not necessarily putting it in that contraption that comes at the end of it, but it's the distance measuring.
Yeah.
So you've got to hit it between these.
Back,
That's pretty cool.
And that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because that's, again, in the last 6 to 8 feet is where you're going to make your money, right? Because if you make it in 1 from 8 feet, amazing. If you make it in 2, that's the same as hitting a 300-yard drive that you just hit, right? That's what is mad. So golf is all around, wedges we're going to aim at the smaller targets, right?
Okay.
And we're going to be aiming at the target.
Yeah.
And we want to try and get it as close to that as possible.
Okay.
Now, there's many different wedges that you can buy and get. You don't need to worry about that. Typically, you'll have your feet a bit closer together. You don't need as much power.
Yeah.
You're trying to just get a good connection, getting the ball going up the grooves of the club.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what's going to create spin and control.
Yeah, fine.
It's going to get up and it's going to get down, yeah? So we're looking at, like, if you think you're... Get out of the camera. You just got your big head in the camera. Fuck's sake.
I'm giving the audience what they want.
It's your side profile. You launched at 42 there, right?
Yeah.
Your ball speed comes down, my ball speed, because naturally you're not putting as much through it. But your launch angle's at 42 versus your very thin 7-irons that were like 14s and 16s, right? So we'll change this over to the wedge.
Okay.
And you can have a full swing on these clubs. So if we go lob wedge, so this is what a full swing...
Is that what that's a lob wedge?
This is called a lob wedge.
Okay.
And you can just get a normal wedge. This is a 58 degree. So this will have a degree to it.
Yeah.
Every 7-iron, God, that does feel really wobbly. Every club will have a degree, but a 7-iron from Callaway can be different to a 7-iron from Ping in terms of its degree.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
So you could be like, fucking hell, I'm hitting this 7-iron really far. Actually, you've just got it less degrees.
Yeah, fine.
So you can then see. So the closer to 0 the degree, in theory, the further it goes.
Yeah, fine, got you. Yeah.
The idea is getting a good strike on it, so that it then takes it up the club and spins it a lot.
Fine.
So for you, just get comfortable with, again, a bit of a shaft lean, like you said, getting it back, getting through, and launching it up.
Okay. Hockey cocky. Same grip?
Same grip. The only difference is change the stance just to slightly smaller, because then it helps you just to control it. You don't need power from this club. This club is to get connection and get it close to the pin. And you don't need as like a fuller swing.
Yeah.
So this is similar to like how you putt. When you go back a bit further, you're going to send it a bit further, right? So if you don't want to go a full swing on this, you just don't put it back as far in your back stance, which is going to take some time to get used to with any of your clubs, but just have a feel.
Oh no.
Same height as a 7 iron. Which neither is correct.
It's better than some of my 7 irons. In
Yeah.
fairness.
But visualize the club hitting
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and then all the way you're through your backswing is how can I get that to go there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Think here, how can I get this ball to launch high? My sole aim is sending this high. There you go, yeah?
Yeah.
So, like a good connection, a good distance for a club like that. You've got it up and it's come down. And that's just because of the strike on the ball. So your aim there is just strike.
Same launch and ball speed pretty much as yours.
Yeah.
But flat carry was not. Flat carry is
But again, flat carry will
distance, but that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Got you.
You're just trying to get it up, get it down. Because with this, why you work on your wedges at the driving range or on the course is to home in a distance.
Yeah.
So how close can I get it to that pin? Because you're very unlikely to have the same distance in every time with this club. So 40 and 45 yards, yeah, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
See just the connection, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the same we're trying to achieve on the 7 iron, is that connection. But because you're not worried about hitting it here,
Yes.
you're not worried about distance. That's why distance is so detrimental.
Yeah. This is good for controlling control.
Correct. But also it doesn't overemphasize. With a 7 iron, effectively it could overemphasize what you're doing. So because you're not going as far, and when I say that I mean you're not going as far with this club. Therefore, your shit misses aren't going to be that shit.
Yeah.
Whereas on a 7 iron,
You can
it
ruin
could
it.
really
Yeah,
be shit, right? So you can kind of get away with something like this, which is why you need to go practicing between clubs in the bag for that reason. Fat, yeah?
Yeah.
Horribly fat.
Yeah.
And on a course, you wouldn't get away with that.
But I did get closer to the red flag, so.
Yeah, but you don't really care about that on the range.
You told me to aim for the red flag.
Yeah, if you're fat in it and getting it there, it doesn't matter.
It's quite nice.
Say again, what did you just say? I was taking a photo with that camera.
I really like a wedge.
It's a lot easier to hit.
It feels more forgiving is probably the best way I'd describe it.
It will be forgiving, and it's meant to be,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because you've got less, and that's why the same reason you hit a 7 iron to start rather than me giving you the driver is because you want to be able to go and make controlled shots. So a 7 iron is more controlled than a driver, but we're not going to get you on the driver just yet. And a wedge should be, in theory, more controlled than a 7 iron. So
start with the. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So because 7 iron you come down from, right? And then 7 iron you can go up from as well.
Yeah.
That's why typically you go in the bag. Yeah, it's just getting a feeling, right? And because you're slowing everything down, you don't need it to go as far. You're more comfortable with it. So just have a
I'm going to try and hit it out the rough with a wedge and see how that goes. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, because often you will end up hitting out of the rough with wedges on courses. And what a wedge will allow you to do is be more forgiving if you do fat or thin it.
Yeah.
But ultimately that doesn't help really because you're still trying to work on that good strike. 60 balls later.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel quite good. There were a few fluffed ones in there. I think the difference this time around though is the good ones felt like they were intentional, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you know why they were good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we didn't get it on shot, I don't think, but the last ball I hit,
yeah, it was a good one.
we picked a target, and I pretty much hit the target bang on.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. I also enjoy playing with a wedge. I found that quite helpful. Probably the reason why I think I found that quite helpful, probably then for the shots after, is because it teaches you discipline and control.
Yeah.
Whereas your natural thing with an iron or my natural thing, has been from the outset is to smash it,
hit it as far
which
as
is
possible.
why I want a driver.
I think that's most golfers when they get to a range, they want to just hit it. They want to hit. And even you go now as a golf. I've been playing golf for however many years, and I still take a driver and a wedge. I just always want to hit a driver because it's just fun.
Yeah, of course. But no, I've really enjoyed it.
Okay. Then next plan is pitch and putt.
Yes.
What do you feel like you need to do between now and going out for your first pitch and putt?
Well, given that, as I said earlier on, we know most holes are won or lost with the last few shots, I definitely want to practice more with the putter at home.
Yeah.
And find an opportunity to play a little bit more with I need to buy a wedge. I need to buy a wedge. I desperately need one of those.
You could borrow mine, but you also probably should get a wedge at some stage. Even just come down there.
I also need to buy another 7-iron.
Spanner will sort that.
But yeah, so I'm going to look to try and find a wedge. I'm going to have a practice with the putter, and I'll probably try and get down here again between now and then. Just have a bit of a play, both with hopefully a wedge and a 7-iron.
Nice. Pitch and putt, next episode, the first swing. See you soon.